Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm Kiky Soraya from Language Center Bina Nusantara University, Jakarta, Indonesia, will present one of our papers entitled The EFL Students' Perception and Satisfaction Toward the Changes of Regular into the Distant Learning during the Pandemic Situation. Yep, in this session, 22nd of December 2020, I will start to present the paper. Well, at the beginning of the presentation, let me just share the content of this video. The first one is introduction. The second one is materials and method. And then the third one is result and discussion. The fourth is conclusion. And then the fifth is acknowledgement. And the last is references. So let's start with the introduction. The background of the study started from the COVID-19 attack. It began in Wuhan, China in December 2019. It has expanded to touch every corner of the globe. Millions of people all around the world, hundreds or even thousands, have died because of the COVID-19. Soon, the conditions affected all of the aspects in our life. It's required everybody to be struggle in the middle of the pandemic situations, including education. Yes, it is in the pandemic situation, new normal, and now in the second phase of the COVID-19 attack. Based on the previous condition, it affects human way of life. We have implemented social distancing in every aspect of our life, including educations. We also produce or have distance education. In all of the levels starting from the elementary, junior high school, senior high school, until the university level, and all of the aspects of the work, we can do it through distance educations and distant working. Almost all of the people try to do the distance communications. Therefore, in this paper, it is also interesting for educators to know the students' perspectives on distance educations that is running almost a year. Since everybody needs to be struggle, especially students who are not originally the online students, they are learning in a regular class basis and then they should move to the online learning basis. Highlighting this condition, it is crucial to gain many different views and feelings from the students about their perceptions and satisfactions toward the changes of regular into the distance learning during the pandemic situation. The results of the research are advantageous to find out the adaptive EFL program dealing with the global changes later. Therefore, this research tries to study the university EFL responses during the pandemic situations in the EFL learning program in Indonesia. Moving to the materials and methods. One of the universities in Jakarta, Indonesia, was chosen purposefully as the case study in this research. This university was selected as the ideal model of the campus that has been undertaking full online course for the regular class due to the pandemic situation. This study used descriptive qualitative methods. Data were gathered through questionnaire and interviews, and also observations. The observations interviews were mainly conducted with the regular students who tangled in online classroom through Zoom's application. The questionnaire was also distributed through an online forms. The research was gathering 250 EFL students' perceptions of a university in Indonesia, in which they are located all around Indonesia because of the online learning. There are 10 questions to be discussed later related to the students' feelings, device existence, students' device types, spending time, time management, institution support, teacher support, stress level, enjoyment, and effectiveness of the online learning, of course. Results and discussion. There are 10 questions from the questionnaire, an interview, and also observations that is discussed in this study. The first questions of the survey ask about the students' general feelings about their overall experiences in remote learning. Most of the students stated average feelings toward distant learning, and interview also shows that the students want to move the online mode to the regular meetings soon after the COVID-19 gone. The second and the third questions address it to the students' device information. Most of the students have their own devices for at least mobile phone or tablet, but not all of them have the laptop or PC at home, of course. The interview shows that the students sometimes get trouble with the endurance of their devices and also internet connections. During the online class, the students should struggle with the devices that I have, and sometimes it is also one of the obstacles in doing the online learning. Then the fourth questions about interview concerned in the spending time of the learning. The spending time of the online learning is longer than the usual spending time of the regular learning. That is the information that is gathered from the students. Why the students said so? Because almost all of the students takes a lot of time in doing the assignment rather than doing self-learning like reading or doing another activities. They said that it is too hectic. There are a lot of tasks to do. Furthermore, we talk about the time management. The students' time management was messy at the beginning. Based on the students' information, they are not really disciplined at the beginning, but then during the pandemic situations, that is almost a year, they try to be more manageable. It shows that students' sleeping time and also learning time is changed too, in which the students prefer to have an extra sleep time in the morning, but they work for the assignments and doing the learning at night. Next, we will go to the institution support. The institutions, based on the observations, is fully support the learning by also providing the students with the internet balance for study, and also the institutions help the students to learn using the best learning management system they have. But some students still not really agree with that condition. The students suggest betterments of the institution support, such as the lack of the LMS when it is get down. Yeah, it's normal since it is also the movement, right, from the regular to the online, that one. Well, the next is teachers support. Teacher support shows that the students, in the aspect of teacher support, the students feels that the lecturers need to re-identifying again the tasks and the workload during the online learning. Yes, in this case, the students really miss the feedback from the lecturers rather than doing a lot of tasks. Next, stress level. Based on this stress level item, the students feel very stressful. The interview gives the clear reasons why the students feel stressful. Many of them feel overloaded, bored, and willing to end the online learning, especially with the huge weight of learning. However, in contrary, the students like much the online assessment. They really want to have the online assessment, but not the regular learning. And they also mentioned that learning home sometimes reducing the time to move to school. However, yeah, some of the parents maybe do not really support this kind of uh, activity or matters. Yeah. They are enjoy to wake up a little bit late, yeah, in the morning, but not with the task. Once again, we have enjoyment item talking about the students feeling whether they are enjoying the online learning or not, and the students feels that it is flexible, it is enjoyable in terms of the flexibility. However, still the assignment is not enjoyable at all. Then next, the effectiveness of the learning. Yeah, globally, the effectiveness of the online course based on the students' view here, it is good and also flexible. However, we need to make, yeah, some better changing in the learning, especially in the small group work, like more in the interactive quiz, online assessment, and yeah, the feedback from the lecturers and support, of course, from the institution. Overall, the results and discussions above gained a lot of data about the students' feelings and also conditions. And the researchers also give some suggestions from the cases that is appear. It is good to help the students as a lecturer, as the teacher, of course, to reimagine again the new normal education concept based on the appeared cases. The researchers highlighted the first necessity to the teachers, of course, and also students, parents, and institutions to be psychologically ready with the new way of learning, that is distance learning. It is crucial also for all of the educational components to be ready with the movement of the distance learning, work together, and improve the online learning and teaching process, yeah, together. Next, the existence of technology is important, but it is not the single aspect to guarantee the best quality of learning. It is more important to ensure that the teacher and students' creativity can enhance well, can have like collaborations, and handle all of the problems and obstacles with the creativity. Lastly, it is also great to strengthening and monitoring the teaching and learning process. Build a communications, managing education crisis among the institutions, lecturers, parents, and students. Yes, of course, through a regular online conference or communication will be also good to help the students in facing the changes from the regular to the online class. Overall, yes, that is the results and discussions of this paper. Let's just move to the conclusions and also our next slide. Now we are in the conclusions of distance learning and pandemic situations, students' perceptions, and also satisfaction. The research found that distance learning is the most effective way of learning during the pandemic situation. However, the EFL students of the regular class were really curious and missed the real learning in the classroom. From the students' perception, it can be highlighted that they do not have any choice except accepting distance learning program as the best solutions. However, to optimize the online learning, EFL teaching, learning, and process should be improved. Yes, beside the hope for ending the pandemic situation soon, the students also really wants to have the blended learning classes in the future time of the study. They are really open-minded about blended classes after the pandemic situations and also distance learning that is now fully, yeah, implemented in the university level and almost all of the levels in Indonesia. So once again, the most effective way is distance learning. They miss the real class. They want to have the distance education pattern through the collaborations from all of the parties. Okay, that's all about our presentation today. This is the references that are used in this paper. Before ending this presentation, the authors would like to thank all EFL students from Binus University Jakarta, Indonesia, who voluntarily participated and provided valuable information during the data collections. The other thanking also for the ICComSET committee that is giving the informations and also opportunity to us to present the informations and data about the paper. I think that's all. Thank you very much for all of the audience. See you again in the next international conference.